Hi everyone, and welcome back to Properton. I had a lot of trouble getting this episode done here, so we're just gonna go into a bit of a speed build, and I'm going to commentate as we go for a little bit. Yeah, it took me 4 attempts to get this done. I'm just adding in some road infrastructure here to start with, and then we'll kind of get more into building it a little bit. But yeah, basically it took me 4 tries to get this build done, and I got really fed up, and so I just kind of had to sit and build and play, and then go from there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, the first time I just didn't like what the build came out as, so I started over. And then when I was working on it a second time, I forgot to save and lost the whole build. I think the third time, for whatever reason, OBS crashed in the background, and I didn't notice because I haven't been able to dual monitor like I have been normally since I got the new PC. So yeah, I recorded a bunch and lost it all, and then got really annoyed. And so, anyways, yeah, what we're doing today is the rural expansion of this area, and I'm starting here, placing down some paths just to sort of zone out where this fertile land is. We're going to expand our residential area, and then after that we're going to move in some more farms up in this area. There's a bunch of natural resources here that I'd like to take advantage of, and yeah, since starting this little rural town, we actually haven't really been back up here to expand it that much. So I'm going to try and keep it rural. I mean, we all know how this is kind of goes in City Skylines too at the moment. It's not always the most easy thing to do in the game currently. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll probably keep it limited in terms of some of the services and certain areas, but yeah, otherwise we'll give it a little bit of facelift. Here I'm just trying to fix this road. It didn't really go in how I liked, and I've gotten a lot better with the terraforming tools here, so yeah, I was able to kind of give it a little bit of facelift and make it just a little less lumpy bumpy and all that good stuff. So here I struggled pretty hard to put a bridge across, and that was one of the things that was sort of driving me nuts. I thought they fixed the bridge mechanic, and I did all the tricks I could think of, and finally got this little bit of a bridge in place. And yeah, it was, I think, probably the second or third attempt. I spent about 15 minutes just trying to get a bridge in, and I got really annoyed. And then add in the fact that, yeah, none of it actually ended up saving. It was really annoying. So anyways, yeah, we're expanding the roadway network down this way. We're going to build something special just by this mountain here a little bit later in the episode, but connected that road up to the highway for now, and then just trying to sort of smooth it back a little bit. And yeah, just trying to sort of feel out where we can place some roads. We're working with quite slopey terrain, so we'll probably be doing some fairly selective zoning in this area as well. And in case you hadn't noticed yet, I'm also a little bit under the weather, so I do apologize for the voice maybe being slightly off. But anyways, production must go on, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll keep it quiet here for a little bit, and I'll kind of jump in as I have more things to say. So in this area, we start placing down some of our farms, and I do a couple grain farms. I think we also do a vegetable farm, and then finally finish off with a cotton farm as well, or something like that anyways. And yeah, just trying to sort of get these in place. I have a few issues with the glitch where they don't really appear properly, which was frustrating as well, but so we had to kind of delete and replace a few of them. But yeah, I think I was pretty happy with how it turned out once we kind of were able to adjust some of the areas and kind of blend the fields together. And yeah, I was pretty happy with it. This one here you had to redo as well, which was just annoying, but you know, hopefully that's on the list of bugs to be fixed in the next patch, which we should hopefully be seeing here soon. But yeah, it took me a few tries to get it placed properly and then finally kind of line it up the way I liked. So I decided to place multiples of everything instead of just one, because I know that for some of the signature buildings, the more you place, the kind of more you unlock. So yeah, I placed a few down and then just tried to sort of complete the roadway network the best I could. I do kind of clean it up a little bit later in the episode as well, and just kind of delete some of the uglies and things I didn't like. And yeah, I kind of clean up this area a little bit, and I left the road stumped in down there just because I have a little bit of future plans for later on that I'd like to save some space for. So next I'm just going to start with the zoning here and kind of play around with seeing how things fit on the terrain, and we make some adjustments and bulldoze and all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, that's basically all I work on here for the next little bit, is just getting some of the zoning in. We place down some of the services as well. So here I started placing some of the services. So we placed down a medical clinic, and I decided to also do an elementary school. Seems how we do need some more spaces. And yeah, one thing I forgot to mention was that the reason why we were also building here is we actually had some houses that were just empty. So I also wanted to kind of boost the town up just a little bit to maybe incentivize some people to move up into this area. So a little bit later on we actually get into some live play, and I actually do build the tourist attraction that we put in for this area. And yeah, it was the one thing I at least was able to build without getting too frustrated with. But yeah, we finish up with a little bit of services. Looks like we've had fire and police up here already, so no need to add any more of that. Just a little bit more selective zoning, and then next we're going to work on a little bit more industry. So in this area we have some oil natural resource, so I just placed down an oil field and get that all set up on the mountainside. It does seem to not like totally mess up the hill, which is good. Unfortunately, because I'm still not playing modded, just seems how we're just so close to getting actual mods hopefully soon. And with the new PC, I just elected to stick with some basic oil fields and forestry industry as well, and then just place down a little bit of zoned industry. I was looking in the developer UI for like some specific oil and tree based assets, but I had a hard time finding them because they don't really have much for names. It's just a lot of pick and choose, and it's hard to tell sometimes what it is until you place it down. So that didn't end up working out the way I had hoped, so I just left it kind of like this for now. And yeah, I was gonna place in maybe one of the signature buildings here. This one's a bit giant, and I couldn't really find a good spot for it at the moment, so we'll probably revisit that at a later date. But here I remembered I wanted to place down some more fields, so we get a few more of these placed in as well, and then we'll carry on to the live play. So I appreciate your guys' patience with this episode. Hopefully I've sped up some of the time lapse enough, and yeah, I'll catch you here in the live play shortly.
Alright everyone, welcome to the live play portion of the episode. Yeah, I got really aggravated with trying to get things done. So anyways, over in this area, I'd really like to try and work on something just a little bit special for this area. So I'm going to take a one-way road with the continuous tool, and we're just going to make it a perfect half circle almost there. And then we're going to basically just flatten back from here. And then I want to run a road almost like, is perpendicular the right word? Parallel? And see how it kind of just snaps in there? Like, that's basically perfect for what we want. And I think what I'll do is actually just reverse the direction. So if we just go like so, I think that should work better. And then what we'll do is we'll actually grab the Grand Hotel, and we're going to place that in this area. And I thought it would be nice to put it out here, and I know that it may seem more like a downtown sort of asset, but I thought it could be some sort of nice mountain lodge resort. You know, we have a nice view right here of the mountain top, and then right here in front of the river. So I don't know, maybe a little Switzerland vibe. It's kind of maybe what we're going for. So I'm just gonna push that back a little bit more, and then we'll just grab the one-way road again. Don't know why that's been impossible for me to say since I started playing this game, but anyways. And we'll just run the road along in behind the Grand Hotel, just so we have kind of a road all the way around. And that one is just not quite fitting, so I'll just need to create a little bit more space. And we'll get that hooked in there like so. And then I think what we'll do is we'll turn off, I mean the roads, it's a little a little janky, but we'll turn off the left-hand turn there, and we'll also turn off the straight on there. And I wonder even if we could just fit a roundabout, not quite that size. Yeah, maybe we'll do the roundabout, and that's actually working not too bad, I think. And then we'll just add some nice grass and tree detailing around so that we have no one parking in this area as well. And then we'll just run that up and over this way as well. And we're all around there. There we go. Yeah, so I think that's actually looking pretty nice. And then what we'll do is we'll place down, maybe if we just put down a tiny bit of a frontage road. We'll run that right there. So that connected perfectly. And then we'll just place down a medium parking lot as well. And we'll wrap this with a path all around. Just like so. And then I think in behind what we'll do is we'll grab just a little bit more space here, and then we'll kind of smooth that back and smooth this the best we can. And what I'd like to do is try and just build maybe a little bit of another custom park area back here. So I think we'll go into the developer UI and we'll try and find, let's go with a surface first, and maybe we'll take a concrete surface. Now we can move this one from the parking lot here, so we'll do that. And then we'll just kind of try and get something as square as we can get it. And I might just make a few adjustments to the nodes. But I think that's pretty good, and I actually like this surface. So I'm just going to pull it over a tiny bit. If I could just get the node. And we'll take that down to about there. Try and get it as square as we can, and then just get rid of some of these rocks here. Like so. And then we'll go into our hedges, and we'll just place some of the hedge pieces around. And then we'll even sort of put some just here so that motorists don't go blasting through this by mistake. And then we'll rotate that one. Actually, we'll do one more there. And then we'll put some around the edge as well. So looking forward to a line tool. And if any indication with skipping this week's word of the week, hopefully that means we are very close to something related to modding, and hopefully something to do with the expansion pack as well. You know, I understand some people might have been frustrated that they didn't do it, but you know, if they're skipping it, it's probably for a good reason. They're putting all their time and effort into getting modding, which is what we want. So not too upset about it, but yeah, maybe we'll try and place down just a couple pool assets. And I actually like this round pool, so maybe we'll just place down a couple individual ones, and then the hot tub as well. I'll use this one because it has the stairs into it, so we'll place that one there and another one there. And then we'll get some chairs, and I'm thinking deck chairs kind of in around the pools. You know, you could think of this almost as maybe some sort of outdoor winter spa maybe. You know, they've got different pool temperatures that you can dip in and out of and all that kind of stuff, so that might be something you can think of. So we'll place down a couple of these outdoor sofas as well, and then maybe even a couple of the corner ones here, and we'll put one back over here as well, and maybe another one down in this area. And we'll get some light poles as well, and we'll place those just in between the bushes. Again, a little bit of a safety thing, but also just to keep it nice and lit. And yes, Pilot is still here with the bad jokes, and he will always be here with the bad jokes. So if you don't like what I build for cities, hopefully at least you like the bad jokes, and you're gonna stick around for that. But and then in this area, yeah, maybe we'll get some chair table. Yeah, we'll get some table sets, and let's see what we have. Maybe a couple of these 6 ones. We'll also place down some 4-person tables. Actually, I like these ones a bit better, so we'll just remove those. And what else do we have here? We'll grab some of the food carts and place those out here as well. Maybe one of the stalls back here. And then maybe what we can actually do with this little area here is switch this to a sand surface. So maybe we'll just move that up to there and that one over to there. And then we'll create a new area around these. Shoot. Yes. Careful when you're right clicking because you never know what you might accidentally get rid of. So anyways, we'll put some sand in here and then we'll just grab some of our playground assets again. And, you know, we'll just tuck these in for something for the kids to do as well. I mean, I know maybe I said it was a spa, but anyways, yeah, you know, just a place for families to hang out, basically, I think is what we're going for here. So, and then we'll get a slide in there. And yeah, I think that works for what we need here. And then I'll just grab our soften terrain brush and we'll try and sort of tuck it close to some of these areas without getting too crazy. And then I think out front here as well, take out all these trees. And then if we grab the tile surface, I just have to remember which one I like, but I think it's this one. Yeah, and then we'll grab a fountain and we'll place down the large sort of simple fountain here, and then we'll place some of the smaller ones kind of dotted around it as well, like so. And then I think we have, I know we have like tree pots and flower pots. Let's just see if those look any good. Plant pots. I think there was flower beds, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we'll place a couple of these flower beds around as well. And then let me just fix that surface real quick. Just grab anyone to move the node over. And yeah, I think that'll work for this area. Well, I think this is a very good start to expanding our rural town. I'm very excited to maybe work a little bit further up into the mountain eventually. But yeah, we've got all our houses growing in now. We've got our farms in place. We added a few new services. I do apologize, I'm still getting the hang of the graphics settings, so I understand it makes a little bit of a weird thing when I turn the camera. So if anyone knows how to fix that, please do let me know. But yeah, I've really enjoyed putting this build together today. You know, as I mentioned probably earlier, it took many attempts to get it together, and so anyways, this is the final product for now, and hopefully we'll have some time to sort of expand upon it at another point. But now that we have our farms in place out here, we'll be able to do some redevelopment in this area in our next episode, take those farms out and further expand our downtown just a tiny bit more. So thanks again for watching, and really happy to be working with the new PC, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.